And the amount of power you can get from the rate band of this, which starts at 6,000, is absolutely insane. But you know, we're in the city, so we're gonna keep it a little bit tame. Just a little bit. But like I say, hopping off of a 2014 CBR, and I'm assuming this is pretty similar comparison to the regular CBR1000RR-R. The aggressiveness of the foot pegs are definitely very obvious. Yeah, I can't wait to hear how this sounds with an exhaust on it. I think it'd be pretty insane. For the new CBR1000, I think there's a lot of things to like. Definitely, with the 30th anniversary, them paying homage to the original tricolor is definitely a really good taste. Oh, I gotta get used to this friction point. Which makes it really, really stand out. I think the regular Fireblade version is predominantly red, if I can remember correctly. I'll try to throw up an image on it. But when you compare them, I feel like the coloring styles are definitely more subtle. Still the unique, you know, fairing design with wings. For the color, it's definitely a lot more subtle than it would be, which is pretty cool. I enjoy it. I enjoy looking at this bike. This definitely is a head turner of a bike. And the thing I've been raving about, it's a TFT display. Oh, so pretty. I think the love for TFT displays is kind of like when you go from a analog sweep to moving over to like an LED display, and then now to a TFT display. It's the newer and better technology that adds a lot more features for you to see a lot more information, right? For example, you know, being able to see, well, obviously, you know, even with the older designs, you can see what mode you're in, but having everything on display, and you go through the menus and see everything like this, you can actually go into the menu and look how many changes you can make. Yeah, it's pretty intense. There'll be a lot to learn with regards to what you can and cannot do with this bike. I feel like there's a lot more can than cannot. The bike though is definitely hot. I mean, I've been riding for like 6 minutes. I'm already up to like 104 degrees. It is not that hot of a day today. Now, obviously you get a lot of new bike technology in this, especially when it's a later bike where the manufacturer kind of throws everything on there, right? You got electronic adjusted suspension, you have a quick shifter, right, for up and down. So that's a pretty nice feature to have. I mean, you can do without it, but it's kind of like, if you have the technology, why not enjoy it, right? Again though, like when you go back to the actual design cues of the bike though, and the way that you sit on the bike, the way that you see the display though, it's clear that the bike is definitely meant for a much more aggressive riding style, right? Like if I'm sitting up right here, right, the display I feel like is a little bit blocked, but if you do a tuck position, it's a very clear display, right? It's clearly angled for more of a tuck riding position, or maybe you're just for shorter riders, whatever it may be. I definitely feel like the seat base is wider as well. When I'm sitting on the bike, I feel less of my foot touching the ground, and I'm 6 foot tall, right? With I think like a 31 inseam, so I don't have short legs, and I'm still having, like, I can't fully put both heels on the ground on this bike. I'm close as one. No, my heels are off the ground. There's no way. I am disappointed that that they moved away from the hydraulic clutch though. I understand that there's pros and cons to it, you know, like the pro being, you know, you don't have to forever adjust this as your clutch cable stretches and whatnot. And then a con would be feel, I believe, or my understanding is with hydraulic clutches, you have a less of a feel of the bike, because I don't know whether it's less of the vibrations transfer through the cable, instead it gets dissipated by the liquid, so on and so forth. But yeah, I feel like it's a creature comfort to have, which would be nice. But these wings, there's again a lot of very little subtle designs. Heading out to lunch right now, so when we get to lunch, maybe we'll do a little bit of a montage of the bike and show, you know, exactly all the different little design cues you're gonna have. Now hopefully there won't be much traffic on the highway. We can do a little bit of a pull, see how it feels. I will tell you though, because the rate band is so much higher, it feels almost like the bike is a little bit boring, honestly. All the way through the revs until you hit that 6K RPM mark. So there's a bit of traffic. We'll cut this part, do a highway pull, and then come back. Say it's really hard to describe this bike. Like it can be so chaotically powerful, but at the same time, at any speed, if you hold the throttle, it's so peaceful, it's so comfortable, it's so stable of a bike, right? It's just planted at any one moment, but you feel like you are connected to the ground, right? I don't feel like I'm, you know, like kind of flimsing around while I'm going at higher speeds. It's absolutely insane, right? Fortunately, I'm not going that way. Otherwise, I'll be stuck in traffic forever. Today's probably the worst day to pick to come out for a ride when it comes to any highways going in and out of Richmond. Crashes everywhere. this guy. Clearly given up. He's like, I'll just take a break. And it's smooth. The power is incredibly consistent as well. I feel like through the power band, given obviously it's designed with whatever law applies to it when it comes to releasing a mass manufactured motorcycle. It's still like the power band and whatnot, it's consistent. It's all the way. Right? I'm so comfortable on this bike, yet at the same time I'm terrified. I don't think anyone's noticed. I don't think you'll notice, but I have not full throttled this bike yet. Maybe that's just a deep-rooted fear I have. But it's insane. It's convenient too.